Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Colorado Women's Chamber Women Thrive Monday. We have one of my very most favorite people in the whole world with us today, Holly Couture. Many of you probably know her because she spoke at our Powerful Voices event and she was amazing. So Holly, thanks for being here.
Hi, thanks for having me, Kristen.
Of course. Holly, why don't you just tell us a little bit about yourself, why you're a member of the chamber, and just what makes you uniquely you.
Okay. Well, my name is Holly Couture. I want to start out giving a props to good old Kristen over here. She doesn't give herself props, so we're going to give her some props first. I was originally a teacher way back in the day, / bartender / 5 million job extraordinaire. And I got into real estate and found that was a great way to educate people. And I loved helping others, and I love creating a platform of education so people can make a decision in this scary, scary time. Because when you're buying or selling property, it's a big deal. The average person only does it a couple of times a lifetime. And what an honor and a gift to be able to help somebody walk through that. So I created this company and called the Couture Group at eXp Realty. And we have been serving people, hundreds of families for over 11 years now. And we're in the Denver metro area. We also have extensions out throughout the country, which is super cool. So helping other people strive in women-owned businesses and just being able to give a platform and education for people with home ownership and investments.
Well, and Holly, you're awesome. You helped me find the place that I'm in now. And, you know, my real estate journey was really tough. I had to give up my home. And I'm one of those people that I express myself through my home. I love having people in my home, and I had to give up my home in my divorce. Yeah. And so I waited so many years to get a new one. And you helped me find my dream home and the perfect place. And, you know, I have to say, you know, not only are you super knowledgeable, but you're just so much fun to look for a house with. Remember when we walked into the haunted house?
There's some weird things we see, Kristen.
I remember walking into the basement in the haunted house, and Holly's like, we have to leave right now. We have to get out of here. It's haunted.
There's some feelings. Houses definitely have feelings.
Yes, that one was really, really weird. You and my sister were like, we're bolting out of here right now. So yeah. I wish you the best. And you're one of the top real estate agents in Colorado, right?
Yes.
You are amazing. And you're a really successful woman-owned business, which we need more of. And I know you're passionate about helping other people get there, and you participate in our CEO forum. And you're such a great cheerleader for other women. Aww. So thank you for everything you do.
Well, thank you. It's been an interesting journey for sure. And I have to say that being involved in this group with the Women's Chamber has been a game changer. And I don't just say that. The connection and the camaraderie, and to actually have a true cheerleader that says yes every single time when someone's trying to do something or be innovative or, you know, walk off the ledge with you. I mean, what a support system, Kristen, that you've created for people as well.
That's awesome.
For sure.
Did you plan that sign for your interview, or is it just sitting next to you?
I love you. Yeah, just check me out on Facebook.
That's awesome. I love it. Okay, well, let's get to our Women Thrive Monday questions. We ask these because I know that there's so many nuggets of knowledge in these, and our members learn so much from each other with these questions. So we'll just go ahead and jump right in. Tell me, Holly, about a time in your life when you persevered.
It's hard to choose one, Kristen. Honestly, I think that it's what we're constantly doing, right? We're striving to be better than the person we were yesterday. And that was a piece of advice that I took to heart, was in a constantly contrasting and comparing world. I wish I was like them, or I wish I was like them, to just actually take a step back and compare. I just want to be better than Holly Couture, was yesterday. Really helped me to relinquish a lot of that perfection. But one of the biggest times, I would say, is overcoming the death of a friend of mine. it, it shook me to my core, to the point where I had never experienced anything like that. And I looking back, realized I was just going, but I was like dead on the outside, if that makes any sense. Because I knew I had to keep going, and it changed me, unfortunately and fortunately, right? Like after experiencing a loss of somebody that's been an impactful, whether it's just a fun person, your go-to, like she was one of my people that if there was a last minute concert, I know I could call her and she would just go.
Yeah.
You know, so, and she was a business partner of mine, and it was really hard for me. And I realized that it took some time, and finally another fellow women business owner said to me, it's okay that you're grieving, and you know, you're in the mode of, you and I are very similar, where we're just go, 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 go. We're like bulls in china shops.
Right.
And it's okay to say you're not okay. And no one ever told me that. I had to pretend I was okay, but I wasn't. So I would say that was a time that I persevered. I came out on top, but there was shrapnel when you looked back. There was some shrapnel in the fields there that I didn't realize was even happening.
And it's so interesting. And I wonder, you know, you bring up two things that I think oftentimes, I've never connected them before, but the two things are, and I know that a lot of women are like this, we're perfectionists. And I think it comes from a lot of upbringing, right? Like we're expected to look perfect and be perfect. And so we're not just doing this to ourselves. I think society does this, right? But there's that perfectionism thing. And then there's the pairing with that of, because I have to be this way, I can't grieve, right? Because if I grieve, I'm going to ugly cry and blah, blah, and all of these things that are the antithesis of being perfect. And I think women oftentimes they fight it, right? And I'm reading this book right now. It's called The Untethered Soul. Have you heard of it?
And this is
right
part
there.
2. I do have it sitting right here. I'm reading it right now.
Amazing.
Sorry.
How weird. We didn't plan this.
We didn't.
But yeah, so then you get the idea of the fact that sometimes we just need to let ourselves feel things. And when we don't, it's just like you said, shrapnel all over the place. Like we just have to give ourselves the time to feel it.
Yeah. And you know what? The other piece is to be confident in yourself, because I was so afraid of, if people know I'm hurting, my business is going to hurt, which is the dumbest thing on the planet, because, and it happened to me where I was burned. I told my client, because I always joke, my clients become friends. I'm coming to weddings, birthdays, hobbies, like I'm there, I'm in. I might just show up at your door, Kristen.
Okay, it's fine with me.
But when I told somebody and I was having a moment, she ended up using somebody else and just said, well, I just figured you were too upset. And I was like, oh my gosh, like in the neck. And then that made me shut everything down again. And I realized she just wasn't my people, right? Like my people, when we were buying a house, if something had happened to me, you would never do that to me, because you know my knowledge is worth something, and you know I'm good. So I think that's kind of the hard thing in business, women in business. And like you said, the perfection and what you are supposed to be like is exhausting at times.
It is. And I think, it's one of the things that I found at the Women's Chamber too. When I got here, it felt a lot like, women doing business as men, like the exchange of goods and services. And that's what a typical chamber does. But what I have found is that when we're really creating deep relationships, women really know how to do that, right? Like we want to know one another deeply before we do business together, or before we refer one another. And that's the idea behind this. We want to be friends with who we do business with. And I think as women, we fought that, right? Like, oh, friends over here, business over here. And I think what I'm learning at the Women's Chamber is we're beginning to merge those, and it's wonderful. Like it's just wonderful. And I think it's still a new concept for us.
Right.
So, but I think that people are going to start to appreciate women more because we just do this naturally.
Yeah. We wear a lot of hats all at the same time, whether, you are in a relationship, whether you're married, whether you have kids, whether you don't, whether you're taking care of sick parents, whether the age gap is changing and like the role reversal, or just having like time for you. That was a thing that is so important. If you are not making time for yourself, you're not good. You're pouring from an empty cup, and that's just bad.
Right. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
Holly, we could do like a 30-minute interview. Okay. What's a mantra that you live by?
Okay. I'm going to pull it up on my phone right now because I have a couple. I love chatting about this with you. But one of the things that, like, even my kids, that, like, when I'm like, okay, we're going to clean our rooms, my mantra is always do what you say and say what you do, and +1 it. Now, whether that's the perfectionism in me, I don't know. Whether that's the competitiveness in me, I don't know. But I just feel that how do you expect to go anywhere if you don't feel fear and have courage? So that's the second one, is do something every day that scares the absolute crap out of you. And that's what keeps you alive. And you really should be connecting with the higher source, power, God, whatever you believe that is. You've got to connect, do a meditation every day, and just really tune into your body. All the answers are right here. So those are my 3 things that I live by.
What are you doing today that scares the shit out of you?
Ooh, putting me on the spot. Doing a live interview. I'm just kidding.
You got this.
I am actually, it's been on my list, so now I'm going to do it. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I'm calling 2 different presidents of 2 different companies to get into relationship with. And I've been told to do it, and their name has come up several times from different people. Time to just make the call. So,
oh my gosh. Well, energetically, you're going to get one of them. I just know it.
Thanks. I'm planning on it.
Awesome. I love you, Holly. Thank you so much for sharing with our membership. I just can't say enough amazing things about you. Thank you. Thank you for being a part of the Women's Chamber and for sharing your amazing energy with all our members.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you, Kristen. And if you ever need anything, you can always call me. I'll shoot straight with you. There's no sugar coat and over here.
Okay. Thanks, Holly.
Okay. Thanks. Have a great day.